I'm Susie Mitchell of Study Solutions. I wanted to talk a little bit about out-of-the-box reading tips. So if your student is having a hard time in language class for reading or comprehension, I want to talk about some fun things that you can do to help them. First thing that I would do is to have them read in a funny accent. It gets people to kind of break the ice, have some fun, and not feel so serious about reading all the time. Now, this is once they already know their letter sounds, right? They're already starting to read, but maybe they're just having a hard time in middle school. So, do voices for all the characters. I'm assuming they're not just reading a science book. Even so, you can have a funny accent. Read to them in a funny accent. Take turns doing it and make them at first. And then eventually they'll love it and find it fun. And another thing about that is that it's not them reading. It's almost like they take on a whole nother character, a whole nother personality, and it makes it more fun and not so scary. My second tip is to watch old movies. Why? You will find higher vocabulary in movies like this. You can stream most older movies like Sherlock Holmes and An American in Paris, Robin Hood, the original. Things like that are going to use words that students don't usually hear but are forced to read in novels because the novels that teachers choose are still classics for the most part. What will also happen is if you put captions on so kids can see the words as they're being said, that's going to expose them to words that they usually don't hear on a daily basis being spoken. Sometimes I'll use a word and kids will say, "That's not a word." And sadly, I have to say, yes, it is, even though you've never heard it before. So that can be something fun, especially while your kid's still young. They'll enjoy the technicolor, the music, and some more complex plot lines, actually, from these movies that have been lost to some of this generation. But while they're young, also, they'll just want to spend time with you. So I want to encourage you in that today, just to do some fun things for reading. Now, if your child is still learning letter sounds, make sure that you're focusing on the sounds rather than the name of the letter. So instead of the letter M, right? That's not going to help them read. Also, reading out loud to them while they are seeing the words in the book. So making sure that bedtime has a story with it is going to help them hear and see the word at the same time and begin to make that connection. That's a habit that sometimes is hard to begin, but once it's started, your child's going to beg for that bedtime story and to be able to see and hear words at the same time from you. Thanks for watching and have a blessed day.